Here we go. Hey, timed it right again. Getting better, aren't I? Anyway, welcome to 2026. And hopefully a bit better a year. The channel and the content and flight simming and aviation content was fantastic last year. I can't really deny that. So thank you to everyone. I've said my thank you so many times, and I really do mean it. I don't do this full time. I'm currently not working. I am a full-time dad for the most part, so it's very, very hard to do as much as I'd like. And going into this year, I just want you guys to know that I really want to do as much as I can, but at the same time, I don't really want to miss the important moments in my personal life. So what I will say is that I want to do as much content as I can. I want to make some good videos. I want to do more collaborations. I want to go out and do some actual real aviation photography and go to different aviation museums, airports. But I do want to still live stream, and I want to still put some videos out there. But like I said on the channel, guys, like I said on post, if you didn't see it, I only want to make videos that I can really invest myself into, because it's, for me right now, it's pointless putting out a load of videos on stuff that personally I can't really get excited about or give you guys an actual positive look at, you know what I mean? So if I go into reviewing aircraft or stuff that I just can't give you my best opinion on, or what you guys want to actually see in terms of if an aircraft works well, if it's actually it does what it's supposed to do, basically. At the same time, I just don't want to do a video for the sake of it. I don't want to see an add-on come out and do it because everyone else is doing it. I just want to do a video because it excites me. And I'm obviously we've got Any Builds Liverpool coming out. That's got me hyped already. I really obviously want to do stuff for that, of course. So there will be stuff, guys. I won't be throwing myself into it like I did last year, because last year at the start of the year I was like, no, I'm not going to come back to YouTube. I'm not going to do it. So, and then next minute I was just doing a load of videos. I was taking on stuff that I just was excited about, but I shouldn't have taken on all that responsibility and just went full 100 miles per hour at the channel. But it was still fantastic. Anyway, guys, what I want to do today is, this is something I am really, really interested about, is obviously the abundance of flight simulation add-ons that you can get for absolutely free on FlightSim.to. Everything I'm going to show today or tonight or this evening is linked in the description below. If I don't get through every one of them, obviously I do apologize, but I have tried to start early, but I'll chat away and I'll go on to about past. I won't show you anything. Rodessa, good to see you, buddy. Happy New Year, and thank you so much. Mickey, yeah, all the best for you, mate. Yeah, good health, happy thoughts in 20. Absolutely, mate, and same to you, and thank you for spending some time tonight. So the idea of this one, and this isn't something that I've just started doing out of nowhere. As you know, if you've been watching the channel from sort of a couple of years back, freeware stuff was actually quite a big thing on my channel. It's how the channel started. It's I wanted to share what was on FlightSim.to, and since then it's grown and grown. Obviously FlightSim.to has got its own payware section now, so but there's still hundreds of thousands of freeware stuff. Some of it, listen, all of it is fantastic. It's free community stuff, you know what I mean? There's tools on there, there's aircraft, there's airports. In fact, there's some airports on there that you would actually pay for, in my opinion. Today, what I'm actually going to do is I've got a lot of freeware videos already. I would say 60%, 70% done. they just need the footage and edited together. Now, airports that I wanted to show on there was from this particular creator, Vincent Bazillio. I do apologize if I'm not saying your second name right, Vincent, but I think his airports have definitely been on the channel before in the past. And if you are a visitor to FlightSim.to, you will most likely know of his work. I just want to go over to his profile right now, because what I want to do is just give you a few little facts, if you like, little behind the creator type of thing. And the reason why, on the 4 freeware videos I've recorded so far, his videos aren't on there because, sorry, his airports aren't on there pretty much because there's so many. Basically, he's done 36 uploads. He's got nearly 500,000 downloads, 1,000 followers. I'm not going to count that because obviously it's FlightSim.to is a bit different with followers. Nearly 4,000 likes, and then average rating of 4.95 average rating. Again, I don't like to rate the freeware because I don't think it's fair. It's all good in its own way. What I will say, obviously, there is freeware on FlightSim.to that is more close to payware. Let's just say that. And for me, the real, I'm going to say selling point because it's just a turn of phrase. But the selling point of Vincent's is that he takes these sort of smaller regional airfields, airports in America, a couple in France, I believe that's where he's from. He's a real pilot. Some of these airports, or at least most of them, I believe he's actually logged. He's actually been there and flown in real life. So let's just say he's been to these airports and he's actually seen what they look like. So when he goes back into the sim, and he is an amateur, when you see his work, you will probably question, is he really? He's self-proclaimed he's amateur. He says that he has sort of everything's tutorial. He's not a seasoned developer. He doesn't sort of create these airports full time. Ivan, good to see you. He's one of my favorites of all time. Nice. Happy New Year, Ivan, mate. Good to see you. So this is what I want to do, and I do want to do this for. It might not be for the same for other creators that I feature, but I do want to do these sort of freeware creator/developer highlight live streams, because I believe that even if there's a creator on FlightSim.to who's just got one airport, I can feature them, I can show it off, and hopefully gets them a bit more awareness, a few more downloads, and people just can enjoy it. Now, what I'm doing with this live stream, guys, and it might come back to bite me in the ass, but we'll see. Is that what was I going to say? Sorry, it might come back to bite me in the ass. But what I've done with this, because these are quite nippy, quite quick to load up, and they're not massive, I wanted to show you the default airport, because obviously what we're seeing right now, this is Montgomery Field. So this is, I've got everything here. Matt Smith, Eden, mates, all the best again. Drop the like, got you on in the background. Matt Smith, absolute bloody legend. Thank you so much for coming in. If you don't know who Matt Smith is, you should do. You should do. He is a integral part of my favorite channel on YouTube, Airliners Live, who I was lucky to collaborate with at the end of 2025. Absolutely amazing. Still can't get over that. But yeah, Matt Smith, Matt Smith, going around the airport, remote cams in the middle of a field, on top of the airport pub, on the airport car parks. More recently, inside the ATC tower, keep them warm because it's been quite cold, hasn't it? But anyway, yes, this is the default Montgomery Field. Montgomery Field being, let me have a little look, Kilo Mike Yankee Foxtrot, over on the west of United States. I think this is San Diego, California, somewhere around there. But this is the default one. And what I'm going to do is, because 2024 is streaming these in, I can go into the library and quickly activate them back on again. The reason why I'm doing this, guys, is just because I want you to see each airport in default form before we take a look at it. And obviously I can't show sort of it at the same time. I wish I could, but I'm going to show you what it looks like before Vincent's freeware is installed on each of these. And again, it shouldn't really take that long. But yeah, I'll try my best. I'll try my best. I'll try my very, very best to do it. So again, Vincent, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring up, because I have been speaking to him, I wanted to obviously speak to Vincent before I live streamed, and obviously still just ask him to see if he's okay with me doing it, which of course he was. Lives in France. Basically his passion is aviation. He's got his private pilot's license rather, for 20 years, over 1,000 hours of 99% VFR flights. He's been in multiple flying clubs. And yeah, he's flew the USA vacations, family traveling all US with a rental Cessna. Incredible. And as I say, he's been to most of these airfields. And obviously the reason why you want to do this is get these places he's visited, and these smaller kind of, I wouldn't say regional airports, but definitely sort of between your airfield and your regional airport size. Some of them are a bit smaller, some of them we'll take a look at and they are a bit smaller. This one is a Montgomery field. I like that you show it as a default first so you can see nice little grid. Yeah, so Mickey, obviously way back, I mean, I think you were definitely one of the subscribers back in the past who would see some of my before and after videos where I can obviously edit it to, you know, split screen it and fade between the two. Obviously this is, you'll have to just remember it in your heads for the time it is off and on. But yeah, we won't spend too much time in the default airport because obviously I do want to show you it. 2 runways, quite a lot of hangars. Obviously these sort of smaller general aviation airports in the United States are fairly big, in terms of land mass. But as you can see, all auto-generated buildings. Now, what I do know with Vincent's airports is that they are kind of a split between a bit of auto-gen and custom buildings. Obviously, again, his philosophy on this is to get these airports looking like their true selves and a bit more true to life, and not have all the the silly auto-generated bits in. Some of the hangars look really, really good in the auto-gen buildings. These hangars here, for example, they look absolutely fine in my opinion. But when you see the transformation, which again I'll try my best to do quickly, what we need to do is we need to go back to the main menu each time. I've deactivated all of the airports. What we need to do is we need to go into library. You guys might not know how to do this, but it's quite simple. You go into your library and you're going to search the airport code or the airport, and basically enable it or disable it. It's quite simple. This is something that you may have to do with the airports that required you to disable before you use a new payware one. Some of the inner builds ones do that. So you can see community content, as in the community folder, Montgomery Gibbs executive. I'm going to enable it, and it's pretty snappy. You can get on there and it's pretty fast. And then what we'll do is we'll go back into it. What was it? And now you'll notice that the yellow star is there. Now what I have just noticed, and something that Michael from RW Profiles did mention on my Newcastle stream is that dev mode does actually take away some of the stutters, and I didn't believe him. I'll be honest with you. I was a bit like, oh really? Okay, it does. I went into this airfield in default and was thinking, why is it stuttering so much, and why is the so it's quite low now, but there was a lot of stuttering, and I turned developer mode off and it actually stuttered and went. Now what you'll obviously immediately see is that the airfield is a lot more alive. A lot of static aircraft, a lot of cars. The buildings are, again, you will see auto-generated buildings because there is some of the hangars we saw before, but we are now getting foliage. We've got trees, we've got cars, we've got fences, we've also got custom buildings as well. There's going to be some I show on the stream tonight with custom buildings created by other developers, and I will I've got it all written down there. So I don't think this one has, but I know that some of the others have now. As you can see, it's greatly improved. There's a number of custom buildings, as well as auto-gen, as I say, but we also have a lot of the airport feels a lot more alive. It feels, it feels used rather than completely empty like it looked. There's, for example, actual taxiway markings. Everything's, you can see what I'm saying. You can see what I'm saying. It's a fantastic transformation, and this is only one, and I'm only going to be featuring, I think, 5 or 6 in the stream if I can. And as I say, he has about 30 odd uploads on his profile, which again is linked in the stream description. And I think even with the auto-gen hangars, it still looks fantastic because he's taken all the unnecessary buildings away, some of the the things that just do not make sense being on the aerodrome. And speaking of the devil, speaking of the man himself, it's Vincent. Hello, mate. Thank you so much for coming in. Sorry being late today, mate. Don't you apologise at all. Great to have you in, mate. If anything that I say doesn't really match up to sort of what you've told me, then I have gone through some of the bits, and everything's linked below for people. Now, I believe looking at this probably has I have got the Pyrigi cars installed, so what it will most likely be doing is taking the default cars out of the scenery, which, to be fair, it's just using the default models from the sim, but now it's got the much better textured and modeled cars. Vincent, no problem. Thank you so much for giving the community these absolutely amazing upgrades, because this just wasn't here. It was a very Montgomery was I think it looked terrible in default. There was nothing there. We had the bare minimum, and you've gone in and all the fencing as well. You've done the fencing, which I absolutely love. I love that when there's an airport with perimeter fencing and it doesn't look like it's an open airfield that like anyone can just run onto. Everything's secured. There's fences, there's gates, there's bins, there's little bits of ground clutter, signs, loads of lovely little subtle details, and as I say, this is only the first one. We've got the big thing for me here is the static aircraft. There's a lot in here, and it brings the airport alive. And like I said before, I don't think this had any apron markings or taxiway markings. It was very, very bare. This airport would actually look great with some GA AI traffic, landings and takeoff. I did test the GA mod out that was available on FlightSim.to, but I think the performance was just a bit too. It drained the performance. There you go. All those small little kind of house hut type of buildings are all gone. More static aircraft over here as well. Now, obviously, Montgomery Gribbs is also located with photogrammetry. It's not the best photogrammetry. If you're still in the chat here, Rodessa, you're the man to talk about photogrammetry, and I would say this is probably not the very, very best quality. It's not too bad from down below, but obviously we're still suffering from the photogrammetry trees. I think if the trees didn't have all the photogrammetry spikes in them, this area would look fantastic. The buildings actually look pretty good. I can see even bugs. Don't worry about the bugs, mate. Don't worry about the bugs. Yeah, photogrammetry areas. Again, I just wish the trees. Is there a tree fix? There might be a tree fix online that fixes all these photogrammetry trees. But if you can imagine, with these all gone, this area would look fantastic. The buildings aren't too bad, to be fair. You know, you can make out that's that's a subway. Some of it's a bit melty in areas. The trees are spoiled. Yeah. Oh yeah, photogrammetry, photogrammetry looks insane. In some areas, it's so well done. You can get right close to it, and it's really, really nice. But I think that's to do with that new, what is it, triangular, irregular, something tin. Here we go. We've also got the custom control tower as well. Again, the area all nicely cluttered up with cars and fire engines. Yeah, you can see a bug there. There's a fire engine in there. The former office of Honeycomb. Ah, nice. Okay. But yeah, this is obviously just miles better than the default airport. Like, it really is. So much difference. The actual runway and taxi markings are fantastic as well. Actually, it looks like I didn't even notice that runway when we had the default one open. Yeah, I could have just missed it, but this 23 right, 23, this 28 left rather, I only saw those two runways. Why did I miss that out? Is it visible? Was that one visible when I had it in default? You'll have to let me know, guys. But I couldn't see that. Maybe it wasn't marked up. Maybe it was completely... it looked like a taxiway, maybe. But again, if this wasn't marked up, then that just, again, it goes to show the really nice upgrade that Vincent's done. It's so much better. Let's just go to the main sort of the main set of buildings here. Like I say, there's some custom buildings. The Crown Air Terminal. And this building that reminds me... Oh, few little stutters there. This reminds me of... Where am I thinking? There's an airport and a lot of the buildings are like this. I can't remember. There was a payware version of it. I think Orbex did it. Over in California. But this is a really, really lovely custom building, actually. Some hawk. Is that a hawker? Like an old hawker? Santa Barbara. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes, that's the one that I mean. That was actually really good. That was a really good payware. I remember. I'm pretty sure I've got a video on my channel. If you scroll back, there's definitely a video of that. Yeah, I think some of these are the Pyrigi vehicles, and they replace all of the default cars, which is fantastic. They look great. Frame rate's terrible, by the way. I'm not too sure what it is. I'm confident that it isn't anything to do with Vincent's freeware. It's something to do with my PC, and you guys will know last time we tried to do a live stream, it was a bit of a painful one. But for the most part, it's not too bad. I think, to be honest with you, I've got to really sit down one day and go through, delete things, optimize some stuff, because I think it's stuff that's running. And yeah, I don't think. Let me just have a look. 1 second. Yeah, I'm gonna exit that. Keep that off. That was the Pimax software running. Getting rid of that. There's a couple of things here that, to be honest with you, I'd like to just stop running. Perfect. I don't think it's going to make any difference, but what we'll do now is, folks, is because obviously I want to fit it all in. I want to be able to show you as many as possible. I've also downloaded a couple of extras on there just to obviously if we've got some more time at the end. But again, these I'm going to try and go in order. All these are actually linked in the description. I read somewhere that it's the vehicle add-on from Practically Geek. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. It basically just automatically replaces all default cars, and as you can see, they are replaced with the really you getting close, and they're not amazing, but they're better than the default ones. First person's hi, good to see you, good to see you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to, where are we going next? We are going to France. We're going to Le Touquet. I believe I'm saying that right. You know what I'm like with me, the pronunciations. So what we're going to do is we're going to end flight, and we're going to Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango, or LFAT, which is what they'd call me in France, LFAT. Yeah, as you can see, I've disabled it, but Le Touquet is basically straddles this little inlet. Now, what I believe is Vincent has actually completely upgraded all of the satellite imagery to this inlet. Basically, this is quite close to the UK, so yeah. Nice little short off if you've got Burn and Blue Designs lid or Kitty Hawk. Nice little short hop over. Have I lost it already? Have I lost it already? No, that's it. Where's it? Where's it gone? I'm pretty sure. Where the? There it is. Right. So say, let's have a little quick look at Le Touquet. If you're watching a stream or re-watching the stream, if you're watching afterwards, please do leave a comment. Let me know which one of your favorite is. Also, as well, guys, if you've got any freeware recommendations, let me know over on my Discord. And as I say, if you're re-watching, comment and let us know your favorite. So this one again is another mass. They're all fantastic upgrades. They all completely change the look and feel of these airports. What I want to show you guys is the river here, because it looks a bit odd, doesn't it? I think it's like kind of the water is almost floating too much above, maybe, but you'll see. It should, I think, on 2024 it should be completely reworked, because obviously, as you can imagine, you are landing and taking off quite near to the river there. Fairly decent sized runway as well, and I would say probably a little bit smaller in footprint than Montgomery Gibbs. But this one again, I was only in this recently, and the transformation is incredible. It really, really is. Quite a number of custom buildings in this one as well. I did notice with Pyregi's stuff is that it does flicker. I'm not too sure why it does that. But yeah, not a sort of a massive one. But you'll see just how incredible this upgrade is. I do love the community's desire and just professional work with these freewares. We're so lucky to have. If you're not in a position to be able to spend a lot of money on airports, because we have so many payware airports, and you know, thousands and thousands, probably in the hundreds of thousands of pounds, dollars, euros can be spent on these airports. But because of the community's efforts, because of Vincent's efforts and many others, you know, we've got alternatives. You know what I mean? We've got alternatives, and some are, and I know a lot of people will agree, some are miles better than the payware options in some cases. Let's head back. Let's just keep it in your head. Remember, these are the default airports first. I just thought it'd be a nice little change just to show you the default airport. And this is how the channel first started. Me showing you the before and after of the airports. That's what took me the longest in those videos to do. Sort of in 2020, at least, you had to film the default airport, and then you had to reload the sim to install it into the community folder and then head back in. I haven't done it much with 2024, but it's so much easier because you can just, you know, disable and enable. We head back in. Do you use chase plane? I don't, but I am going to, and many of you probably already know. Hey, what are you talking about? You said you wouldn't use chase plane. No, I said I probably wouldn't use chase plane. Not so much for my trailers and cinematics. But for some cases, I think I might go ahead and probably towards the end of January, I might do an actual live stream. It's probably way too late. Most people have already got it by then, but I am curious. It's out on 2024 now, and I'm intrigued. I want to have a proper look at it. British Av Geek was live streaming or did a video of it recently, and I really do. I do want to take a look at it. Will I use it for my trailers and stuff? I don't know. It depends. It depends if it helps me to get a few other bits of footage that might have otherwise been a bit more harder to obtain, maybe. The reason why I like doing all the manual camera work is because it gives you this sort of a different motion, a different pan, a different movement to obviously chase plane is going to be quite similar. Why are you lagging? I don't know why I'm lagging, mate. I really don't know. It's probably, it says it's an excellent stream, excellent signal, so I'm not too sure why I'm lagging. I do apologize. It shouldn't do here because there's no photogrammetry here. Montgomery Gibbs was surrounded by photogrammetry, so I can understand why that was a bit iffy. But I apologize if I'm lagging. On my preview, it doesn't look like it's lagging. I don't know if anyone else is having that issue. But we are back in Le Touquet, and this is Lima Foxtrot Alpha Tango. And again, already you can see the difference. These hangars, custom made. We've got the perimeter fencing. We've got the static aircraft. We've got all new ground section for the taxiways and the runway. And then, if you have a look, here is the river, which is completely redone, guys. Look at that. So the water doesn't cover the whole of the inlet. It's in, you know, the little actual, what would you call it? The inlet, the river coming off the actual the channel. And as you can see, Vincent's actually put some of the well, I don't know what you can call them, the marina, I guess, small marina in there, but it looks fantastic. It really, really does, compared to what we had before. So good. Any news on your Rex Atmos preset, please? Not really, mate. I haven't been using this. So I went to Sim Update 4, the beta, and it wasn't really working, Rex Atmos. I didn't bother with it again, and I haven't found the I haven't been on the simulator a hell of a lot over Christmas and New Year, to be honest with you, bud. I was taking a bit of a break from it, to be honest. I had some issues with my teeth before Christmas, and it kind of made things a bit. I got a bit down and out with things, so it was a bit of a slow one. But I haven't really used Scenery 20 Work 2024. So basically, these are all compatible with 20 and 2024. The live stream says 2024, but these have all been updated to work for 2024. But they also work with 2020. They're all listed in the link below. They're all compatible with both of the sims, and again, they're all free. You can go to the links below and download them. I love that he's also put some of the boats in the actual the river bed as well, which is pretty cool, because you can actually see some of the boats are actually in the satellite imagery here as well. Nice little touch. But yeah, I need to get back into Rex Atmos and revisit, see, because it is working now in 2024, Sim Update 4. I want to see what it's like now and have a bit more of a fiddle with presets and see if I can do a bit more. But as you can see, the racetrack here has also been done as well. There's been some custom objects inside there. Everything looks a bit more 3D, doesn't it? It's got more of a depth to it, which is fantastic, because as you can see, it's right by the runway as well. Again, if you do enjoy the stream, please do leave a like. If you're rewatching the stream, again, leave a like and comments. Let me know what your favorite freeware is on FlightSim.to. Let me know some recommendations. Let me know if you've got any of Vincent's airports and which one is your favorite. For me, I actually don't really have a favorite, but there's some of them for me that just feel a bit more, not a bit more quaint. I just like well, I'm going to show you Ramona. Ramona's got some, they're all fantastic. I just, when you prefer one to the other, and I don't mean the quality of work, I just mean I prefer that one. I like the surroundings to it and the actual the environments, the scenery around the airport, the actual environment of flying. But this is fantastic. A lot of custom terminal. You can see the car park's completely redone as well. Everything just feels just so much better. And again, yeah, you are looking at some of these and thinking, how much are they payware? No, they're not payware. They're absolutely free. And they're really, really nice as well. Nicely done. Look at this. There you go. So we're going to be having a look at Mariposa, Yosemite. We're having a look at. We're going to try and look at Fallbrook at the end. Some of the others that aren't on here. Oceano. A couple of others. Agua Dulce or Dulce. I can't pronounce it. But we'll have a look at those. And even just the fact that it's got actual signposts in, actual custom signs in there as well. Really, really cool. Again, custom terminal as well with the custom sign as well. I do apologize. I just realized that I didn't take a look at the Montgomery Gibbs in nighttime. I do apologize. I'm absolutely terrible with having a look at night lighting. I'm terrible at talking as well. But yeah, I'm terrible at flicking over to night lighting. Even on sort of, you know, payware videos, and like I said, I don't really review the freewares. I don't think it's nice to review them, because at the end of the day, these guys spend time absolutely free, not making, you know, a dime on these. And as you can see, for absolutely nothing, I've transformed this airport. And all right, we haven't got a ton of static aircraft in this one, but because we've got so much space to fill the apron, which looks fantastic again, the markings and the actual, you know, the muck and the dirt along here, you can actually see. Obviously, this is like a is that a railway track, or what was a railway track? Interesting. Or is it just actual lines? I don't know. It looks like there was like once a railway track there, maybe. I don't know. That's pretty cool. I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, this is another fantastic one. I really like this one. The use of the sort of the 2D textures on here is also great. I think you know, there's no interior, but as you guys know, it takes a long time to develop an interior, and obviously, in fact, we've got a bit of it, you know, sort of a basic interior in here with tables and chairs. But it does add a bit of depth to the terminal and the airport as well. Some static people in there as well, who are they animated? No, but they look pretty cool. They look cool. It was a railway. Ah, nice. Okay. A famous one in the 20s that bring. Nice. That's cool. Again, I don't think this was visible on the sort of the default airport, but it's fantastic that yeah, you can see it. You can follow it all the way around. Again, you know, it's a little extra detail, and obviously the fact that Vincent's thought about this, and again, I think it goes a lot to say that, you know, with Vincent traveling to these airports for real and having the, you know, logged time at these locations, it has helped to you know, to visualize and bring and upgrade these airports to how they look for real, rather than just the auto-genned. Which, by the way, sort of changing the subject, I will say again, only because I was watching someone play X-Plane, flying X-Plane recently, just the default airports in X-Plane 12 are just the default buildings in general, I just think are miles better than Microsoft Flight Simulator. When you go to the default airport in X-Plane 12, they look quite similar. You know, there's been an effort to actually make them look like the real airports. I think Microsoft Flight Simulator just falls short at, you know, making the default airports look anything like what they are. You know, so the shape, maybe that's the most they get, you know, the placement of the hangars, but not. I've noticed, especially Liverpool Airport in X-Plane 12, they've got the colouring of the buildings correct. The shape's a lot better. Just in general, they just are. In my opinion, there's a lot of people who would agree, who do fly an X-Plane as well. In the real world, it's tricky because there's a bump. Actually see there's like a sort of frosted glass effect, but you can, oh, look at this guy. mine that's the seagulls off Nemo, I think. There's a couple of those guys. I think there's one on the roof over here as well. There he is. And then there's one somewhere else as well. But yeah, that is Le Touquet. That's the upgraded version from Vincent. We're gonna head over to, where are we going now? Let's have a little look. Where did I choose next? I'm gonna say this wrong, but we're looking at Lima 70. So this is a 70. Agua Dulce. Agua Dulce. I'm trying to pronounce it correctly. But this one, I believe, because I don't go back as far as this, but this was this like FSX Flight Sim like 98 or something? These were like synonymous with the earlier flight sims. We're gonna have a look at this. So this one, you'll have to let me know, Vincent. I think you did tell me that this is like one of the retro ones. Not retro in looking, but like one that was featured on the older flight sims. Because for me, flight simulation only started X-Plane 11. I'm not really gonna count Aerofly, but in terms of Aerofly was like the first kind of little dabble in what my system at the time could handle. But you guys who have been flight simming for a lot longer than me and most will apparently know this one. And I tell you what, straight off the bat, the buildings look absolutely god-awful in the default scenery. The scenery itself, the environment looks stunning. Like, this is where you'll want to do some VFR flying for sure. But the autogen buildings, the airport just in general, it's not greatest. I tell you what, it's a massive runway. Elbex did the iconic rendition of it in 2004, as far as I remember. Nice. But this is, I mean, as default airports go, I just don't think it knows what it's doing. We've got a couple of hangars, mostly just all look like, you know, we've got like a little porter cabin / small house. We've got a block of flats, maybe. I don't know. This is what I mean. The autogen buildings just a little bit of a mismatch. You know, we've got some hangars here. They look fine. That looks like an apron with it and everything. But it's definitely an aerodrome that needs looking at. I mean, this this row of buildings here is just insane. I don't know. There's no hangars. They're just garages. Not the very best. Not the very best. I'm gonna have to start doing more before and after shots, because I do like seeing these any airport, freeware and payware. I love to see the transformation between the default and obviously the add-on, whether it's free or paid. Let's have a little look, because that's pretty much it. We'll have a little look at Vincent's upgrade. Again, these are all linked in. I'm actually going in order as well, guys, so they're all linked down below, as well as Vincent's profile as well. I don't know if you can drink on live stream. I'm not too sure. Wet the whistle with the bud. L70. I don't know why, but there was 2 folders, so I just put both of them in there. Maybe one was supposed to be just 2020. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe is I getting this wrong? So Vincent, when I downloaded some of these, most of them had 2 folders in. Is that because one is 2020 and one's 2024? I'm not too sure, mate. I stuck both of them in. It doesn't seem to be an issue. Yeah, I wasn't really gonna do that, Vincent, to be honest with you. I was just gonna show them, but because it doesn't take too long to dive back into the menu, especially on 2024. In fact, 2024 in general, just obviously everything's a bit more fast. You know, you can dive in and out. You can disable and enable things a lot easier. So why not show it before and after? I think it gives the people a lot better idea of just how much work you've done with these. This one's no exception. This is fantastic. Watch this for a well, there you go. Watch this for a upgrade, folks. Here we go. What we'll do is you can see immediately. You need 2 folders activate with okay, perfect. Good job I did. But here we go, guys. Look at this. Boom. Look at that. Now, that's incredible. Everything, you know, custom colored hangers are actually there. We have got a lot of buildings along running parallel to the runway, but they are all hangars. You know, you got your cars, you got some static aircraft there as well. And the runway, the taxiways have all been redone. You've even got, look at this, all this area here has been completely redone because the buildings here looked awful. Some more actual, look at the fences as well, look at this. Look at that. Lovely work. Really, really lovely work. Some of these like sort of tinned roof, smaller hangars, you know, that pretty much only fit the aircraft in. And it's a massive, massive upgrade. It really is. For such a small airport, it's so well done. There you go. No formation or aerobatic flying on this airport. Look at that. Fantastic. Some of them have also got some interiors as well, with things happening inside them. This guy's working on his, I want to say, I'm going to say that's a 172, just with the different gear configuration, but it probably isn't. But again, you know, look at that. There's an actual interior to the hangars. Massive improvement. How anyone can fly these defaults, I know. Well, I mean, this is it. But then it really just shows the commitment to the community that the all of the guys doing these freeware airports. You know, and yeah, it's not just airports. We've got a lot of freeware aircraft that also are fantastic as well. You know, you got your fly-by-wire 320 and obviously the A380. You've got obviously some of the guys focusing more on the exterior build and having more variations of the aircraft, like the Horizon Simulations Dreamliner. You know. It's fantastic. Look at this. You've got people enjoying the day, having a little chat. You've actually got interior there as well. A couple of bits going on there. Really, really cool. Nicely done. It just brings this, you know, probably one of the worst default airports in terms of the look of them, you know. And it's so much more detailed. Some logs and metal framing there. This airport looks like it's a bit more open. I don't think this necessarily has a perimeter fence to it. But it looks great. Fantastic work, Vincent. This is probably, I don't think this is one I've been to prior to this live stream. So some of these airports actually might be my first look at them as well. It just improves them 100%. And like I said, guys, this is only, I think we might get to see all 5 or 6 that I'm wanting to look at on the channel. But Vincent has 35, 36 on his page there, and you can go and have a look, download them for free. And each one is designed to improve these smaller, you know, community airparks, airfields. Some of them a bit bigger, you know. Montgomery Gibbs rather being a sort of an executive one with where you can fly some of your private jets. We're getting a few more biz jets in 2026 as well, I believe. So really nice, really nice. Another fantastic one. Let's go to, where are we going? Where are we heading now? We are heading to Oceano. Now this is Oceano is one I've been to before, and I'm pretty certain Oceano has been featured on the channel before. Oh, hang on. It's not. Is it L50? Is it L50? No, it's L52. My apologies. This one is in a lovely location as well, this one. And again, this is on the smaller side, but the upgrade to this one again is tremendous. It really is. So like before, we'll head into the default scenery just to have a little look at it, show you what it's like before. I really do need to do some more before and after videos. I miss doing them, and with 2024 just being a bit more easier to do that type of thing on, there'd be absolutely no reason not to do it. I just need to find some airports to do that to. So here is Lima 52, and again, these look so auto-generated to the point of that they are just trying to guess the shape of the hangars, which I can kind of forgive in a way, but they just, you know, they don't resemble, like if you look at these resemble hangars. You got the hangar doors, but, and then this monstrosity kind of like, you know, like it's part of one of the big international airport terminal buildings. But yeah. It's not the biggest one out of the video, but this is what we've got to work with. Yeah, so this, if we have a look, if we actually have a look on, we'll be able to show you on screen, but if we were to go here on Airpark Drive, I don't know how old they are, but the T-shaped ones, this is at the very, very end. There's one of those small T-shaped hangars, which is what we saw before. But all these are completely different. They're all different styles of hangars. There is more of those T-shaped ones, so I can understand where it's getting these shapes from. So the auto-gen buildings here don't quite get the height, but there's no doors or anything, you know. So I'm not trying to review the default airport. I'm just saying that it'd be nice if we sort of got, you know, a better default airport, basically. It just so happens that obviously we have got a lot of people like Vincent out there in the community that are going away and upgrading these airports to look incredibly good. I love this part of this scenery though, is that they got the big sand dunes here. It looks fantastic. Look at that. If you've got the cross cart or the Juice Goose by Parallel 42, then that is definitely the spot for them, isn't it? It's just in general, this is just a lovely location to fly in. Like the the Montauk freeware that I have shown on the live stream before. So again, let's go and activate this one, and I'll show you what this looks like. Again, to activate sceneries, deactivate them, and also install some of the scenery, you just go into your marketplace and then into the library section, and then you can pretty much filter everything out and search for it as well. If you're finding that as well, what I will say is if you're finding some of your points of interest aren't loading in, I found that the UK update one in particular, none of the POIs in Blackpool or somewhere else as well, they weren't just that they weren't appearing, and it turns out some of the, basically when you click on the arrows here, you get a drop down, and some of the stuff in the where it would be labeled UK update wasn't actually activated. So although the actual thing was activated, some of the stuff was actually not activated. So if you are finding some things are not there, then it might be because some of the, you know, your subcategories aren't actually enabled. So definitely check that out if you're having issues. But we'll activate Lima 52 Oceano, and we'll go back in and have a look, because again, this for me, this is a good one because it's not massive, but you'll see how much of an update it is. Do you know? Like, it's incredible for such a small area how much Vincent's has done. I really love this one. I have seen this one before, but this was way back. This was like Flight Sim 2020, and we do have the proper hangars now. So the T-shaped hangars, look at that, all there, fenced off as well. Couple of little things. I know Vincent said he's found a few little things there. Obviously things a bit glitched into the hangar there, but look at this. And straight off the bat, the big terminal is actually just a bit more of a bigger hangar. It's just a massive big terminal building just randomly plonked in. But yeah, open hangars with some aircraft, people working on the aircraft as well. It really is so good. Again, we have got those Pyrigi vehicles. I noticed that hasn't been changed, this particular van here, but it don't matter. All fenced up as well. We've got some people on the bench here having a bit of lunch or something before they go back out to fly. Look at that. SR-22, that's a Stearman. Is that a Bowman Stearman, is it? I think. But yeah, this is fantastic. Look at this. Biplane rides. Stars and stripes there. Yeah, it's an amazing transformation. It really is, Jason. And this, look at this. Look at the amount of custom things we've got going here. We've got the security gate. Everything very crisply textured up. No authorized vehicles, no turns prior to shoreline, no engine out maneuvers, no high-speed passes. They don't want you to do any mad flying over in these airports, do they? Look at that. Have fuel. Again, very, very small bit of land, but just so much better. You even got the little trailer there with the biplane rides on. Said this in my my last social media post after flying in the Real Piper PA-28 last year, so to the back end of the year, getting to do that little flight from my local airport. It was fantastic, and I really want to try. I've made a couple of New Year's resolutions. I really want to do some, try and, I don't know if anyone's watching or anyone's on social media who wants to fly me around somewhere. I absolutely love the feel of going in these smaller aircraft compared to obviously flying in the likes of an EasyJet or a Ryanair or whatever, you know, in the bigger airliners. I really want to fly as a passenger, of course. I'd love to fly in real life, but this is fantastic. I love this as well. Actual Dr. Pepper machine here, bit of foliage. The actual textures on the windows here, these actually look like there's a bit of an interior to them as well. Like really, really nicely done. Lovely texture build and lovely sense of a small little airfield, and just 1,000 times better. Look at that. We've even got the the windsock. We've got another little hangar over here as well. These guys doing a bit of maintenance work. Look at that. Lovely stuff. Really, really is. So just massive upgrade. And you're talking about a size of an airfield like this, and the transformation is huge. Not many buildings, but the visual, the visuals and how it looks in the simulator is just 1,000 times better. And this is why I want to highlight creators like Vincent on the channel as much as I can, whether it's a live stream or a video, is because behind all the payware and your massive companies doing not just big international airports the size of this, you do have a freeware community who are providing freeware sceneries like this, and it's so good. It really is. I just hope I'm showing it in a way that is giving you guys an idea of how much work is being done. Especially with Vincent's work, it's not just a quick little tart up, as in a few little things are being changed. This guy isn't a developer, he's outright said this is not what he does, but the fact that he's been, again, like I said before, to most of these airfields and spent time and saw them, face to face, it is really, really helpful to how the upgrade looks overall. Nice custom vendor machines. I use default ones in my airports. Oh, Jason, you're gonna have to let me know, mate. So where are we going next? Let's have a little look. We're actually got 3, I think. We've got 3 left. What time are we on? Yeah, that might be good. I think I've timed that right. That's good. We are looking at Yosemite. We're looking at Mariposa. So that's Kilo Mike Papa India. Yeah. And this one is a good one if you have got... It's a bit of a flight, but if you've got Clifford's Yosemite Valley add-on installed, this is a nice little starting point. So I think that the two go really, really nice together. And oddly enough, the FBO terminal building in this freeware has actually been made by Clifford. I believe I think that's what Vincent said. I don't know if he's still in the chat, but if you can confirm, mate, I believe you did say Clifford Designs, well-known developer, has actually done a bit of the modeling in this freeware. But again, we will dive into it as it looks default. I also think this is cool. Obviously, it's good for Clifford Designs Yosemite, but it's also being helped along. That's the magic of the community. Exactly, mate. Exactly. And I know other people on YouTube, a lot of other video creators or live streamers do show freeware off. In my opinion, freeware doesn't get shown off a lot, because let's face it, there's companies out there who are charging people a certain amount of money. There's payware out there. There's all these big releases, isn't there? And I fully understand why people want to show payware off. I don't see a lot of freeware getting shown off, but that's just me. I don't really see it a lot. Clifford gave me his terminal. Nice. The same for the ACT tower you saw at Montgomery. It's a donation from Bullfrog. Yeah. So we're going to go to Ramona. I think it's next, and then I think we're going to look at Fallbrook at the end as well, because there's a couple of things there that you've done really, really nicely in Fallbrook. But yeah, this is a nice starting point for the Yosemite Valley by Clifford design. Again, if you just check out these monstrosities, I mean, what? I mean, yeah. I mean, you know, listen, I'm not going to sit there and trash it, but what actual aircraft is fitting in there? Like, it's like it's made for like a 747, but without the wings. What the most you'll fit in there is like, you know, I don't know. It's just a very yeah, I'm not going to go into too much, but this is kind of what default airports we get. Now, these are perfectly fine. These make sense. These long ones here are absolutely fine. And then obviously the AutoGen is kind of wanting these to be the T-shaped hangars, which are, again, fair enough. But it is another fantastic location for your scenery as well. For your visual flight, or your visual flying, no instruments or screens, you know what I mean? Beautiful location, just the default airport ain't up to much, is it? Those hangars are hilarious though. You actually do have a road leading, you know, around there. Look at the mountains over there in the background. Again, we'll spend too much time in there. Let's head back and activate Vincent's version of it. Is it KMPI? But yeah, I just don't think freeware gets an awful lot of time on YouTube, does it? You know, I understand that people do generally want to see what they want to spend their money on, so they're very keen on seeing what a particular payware is like, whether they should actually pay for it. I understand that obviously freeware is a bit different, but I think also as well, it's very important that people do have the opportunity to see these, because, as I said before, some of these freewares that we're getting are just as good, if not better, than the payware offerings. Like, they really are, you know. And I think one of the main ones I remember was there was a Gatwick payware. And then obviously we had the freeware Gatwick, which is still held in high regards, actually really, really nice. But, you know, you got to remember that it's not always about how nicely a wall is textured. It's how good the actual airport runs. It looks like the actual airport, but it might run like absolute garbage. This is fantastic. Just look at this. We haven't looked at much of it, but look at that. Look at that already. So good. So good. And that's only a little bit of it. You know, look at that. We've got an actual sky crane, and we've got a Black Hawk over there as well. I don't know if this particular airport has any kind of military movements. It's not an airport that I'm familiar with, unfortunately, but the models are really, really good. Again, perimeter fencing. taxiways and runways are all completely redone. Bit of landscaping as well. You got like a little bit of a lip and ridge at the end of the runway here. Yeah, I mean, this is it as well. The one downside to freeware is that it's not being made available for consoles. I wish there was a way to do it. I wish that people on consoles were given the opportunity to enjoy some of these, or at least the marketplace maybe highlighting some of these freeware creators and having it available for free to download on the marketplace. But again, I don't think there's any free stuff on the marketplace. But absolutely agree. TJ, absolutely agree. Yeah. L41 and the KSDM are my favorites. Can you walk in the buildings? If they've got an interior, you'll be able to. Some of them did have like a partial interior, but I don't think you can walk in. If there's a hangar, you'll definitely be able to walk in there. No, obviously keep in mind things like this, guys. This isn't Vincent's issue. So if you are seeing this, mate, this is because I've got the Pyregi's the models swapper over. So this would have been a default fire engine, which wouldn't be as long and wouldn't clip through the scenery. Oh yeah, absolutely, Jason. I do love ones that have got like an interior where you can sort of start walking around. And I said this in one of my last live streams, is that a lot of people who didn't used to necessarily be bothered about interiors and places to walk, I think they're even more bothered now. I think more and more people are using the avatar mode to explore these airports now that they're getting even more, just so much more detailed. Look at that. You can even read all the signposts and everything. Love to see it. Loads of foliage and custom ground cutter, which go towards making this airport feel a lot more alive. Static aircraft, and you can see the massive hangars are gone. Everything looks more genuine, more authentic. You know, we've got guys with their aircraft. The aircraft are open. Some of them are inside the hangars, you know. Yes, Jason, they do, mate. I absolutely love flight simulation stuff. I did a live stream on my channel, mate. If you go back a couple of months, I did 2 of their airports. Absolutely incredible. Flight simulations are actually the main people from Gaia Simulations, I believe. So the people who used to do stuff for Gaia Simulations, who now technically do the handcrafted default airports for the simulator. A couple of their sort of head guys, they are now flight simulations, and yeah, mate, I absolutely agree. Their stuff is incredible. That took me by surprise. I can't remember the name of which one it was. It's the bigger one, not the one with like the sort of the wooden kind of like one terminal building. It had like a massive like selection of hangars. They did the graffiti on the wall at the end of the runway and everything. Absolutely incredible work. You forgot to update the real fuel price. Fair enough, mate, but I don't think anyone would hold it against you. We've even got all the electric lines here as well. Really, really so detailed. Loads of radar, weather equipment as well. So nicely done. Really, really just miles better than what we had before. I mean, look at that. Just so much better. And like I said, I have a while back, 2020, sort of first couple of, maybe the first year that 2020 was out, definitely featured Vincent's work on the channel a few times in actual videos, but they were most likely on a compilation of freeware videos. You'd be able to find them sort of on my video section. You have to go right the way back though, but I did for a few months now I have actually wanted to include Vincent's work on either another freeware compilation, and then I decided more recently, because he does have so many, it would be worth doing a live stream to check a number of them out, you know, all at once. I do plan on doing other ones, other developer highlighters, like I'd like to call it, of other freeware developers, even if they've only just got one airport, you know what I mean? Going back to look at those freewares as well. So we're going to go to, I believe, Ramona, which again, like Vincent mentioned, this the Bullfrog simulations was able to provide the ATT tower for Montgomery and for Ramona. There's also Jeremy Yu, who has provided some of the aircraft models for Ramona. I'm going to do Ramona last because actually that is one of my favorite ones. Not that it's in terms of it's, you know, my favorite because it's better than others. That's not the case. They're all equally as good. What I'm saying is it's my personal favorite. I just like the Ramona's fantastic. It really is. So we'll actually go to Fallbrook, which is Lima 18. And we'll have a look at that, because there's a couple of nice little custom bits in this one as well. And to be fair, if you look at it, it's quite a mixture of an airport, isn't it? It's got quite a lot going on. Let's have a little look. We'll sit here, and then to end the stream, we'll have a look at Ramona. Again, I don't know if you're allowed to drink on live stream. I don't think you are. It's the only drink I've got on me at the minute, so I'm gonna have a jelly baby as well. Do you know what? I need to turn that heat off. It's getting hot in here. So this is Fallbrook. And this is what we got going, which I find weird. It's got these, I don't know if these are like fields. Are they farmers' fields? Let's have a little look. Fallbrook Airpark. Yeah, so they look like fields. In fact, they look like a mixture. Some of it looks like more like concrete almost. It's not the greatest satellite imagery over on Google, I must admit. I'm not too sure what it actually is. There's a pickleball club next to it though. And what looks like so this part here is actually the California or SoCal or California Fire base helitack, which on Google Maps has got two big massive trucks and then a massive what looks to me like a Chinook sat on the tarmac here. It'd be interesting to see if one, it's got Fallbrook in big letters here. The 36 is massive as well, but it'd be interesting to see if, because I don't think I've been here much. I don't think I've actually been here at all. See if Vincent's actually included some of these bits here, because the actual runway itself is actually a really dark, almost black tarmac. And then we've got a couple of other things going on here as well. So it is quite a, you know, it's got two sides to it. Here's those massive big hangers back. But yeah, this one is interesting. In default form, it's very interesting because there's a lot going on in here. Elevation sort of changes and yeah, a lot. This I wouldn't personally like. I have had a look at the sort of the SDK and the scenery editor and the airport editor, and I've had a little go, and I tell you what, I just have a new appreciation. Not a new appreciation, that's all. I mean, I know how difficult it is, but when you go into that and start learning a couple of the basic things, you start to really get the sense of what developers go through to create these. And jumping from 2020 to 2024, I believe, wasn't easy for creators and developers to to change simulators. So yeah, this is a bit of a mismatch. Hey, I just discovered Cal Firebase. It's new for me, and frankly speaking, I have no clue how Fallbrook is with as you'll show me. Okay, perfect. It does say it's compatible though, I think, on the page, or maybe I'm wrong. Oh no, it does say 2020 and 2024 it's compatible for. Let's have a little look then, because this is interesting. This interests me a lot, this one, because it's just so diverse. The layout is so diverse. Let's have a little look. Yeah, so we need to enable it. Let's have a little look. So at the minute, guys, I don't know when I'll be streaming next. To be honest, what I really need to do right now is I need to get a new virtual reality video out to kind of my updated impressions of the Pimax Crystal Super, because I've been sent the ultra-wide optical engine and I've been sent recently the OLED engine, which is absolutely fantastic. So I've got to do a video on that because I really want to share my thoughts on that. And as I say, I do have a lot of freeware video content that I need to get edited up, and I want to share that because there's a lot on there. So let's have a little look at Fallbrook before we head to our last one, which will be Ramona. As we go back in, you can see that it's, as I say, it's loaded into the, it's enabled the freeware. Let's have a little look here. Look at that, exactly spot on. Fallbrook, that's exactly what it should look out. You actually have got the helipad there all marked up as well. Fantastic. Even obviously from the airport selection screen, it's already looking miles better. Yeah, Jason, I've got the Quest 3 as well, just the normal Quest 3, and just it's very, very hard to do any type of flying in 2D after you've spent some time in VR with the sim. Once you've got it optimized and it's working really to your liking, it's super difficult to start doing any type of flying on a 2D screen, I must admit. And what I would say, mate, is if you ever get the opportunity, try one of the dedicated VR headsets, like the Pimax Crystal Super, Crystal Light, one that plugs directly into the computer display lead. The Quest 3 is an absolutely incredible headset, so versatile. But when I recently went back into it after a long time, it sounds silly because obviously I know the price difference and the spec difference, but when you see the visuals of the Pimax headsets compared to the Quest 3s, they're just insanely sharp and clear. Look at that. That is 1,000 times better. You even put in the tennis and pickleball sort of courts as well. All of this looks to me just 1,000 times better. There's no odd buildings. It actually looks, the satellite imagery looks better. I don't know if that's just me, but the elevation has been fixed as well. Yeah, it's yeah, you've actually got the proper colour of the taxiways and the runway as well. We've got the Fallbrook sign here. The helipad is here. The terrain elevation has been changed as well, and it looks really, really cool. Look at this. You can see that there's a bit of an elevation up here as well, looking down at the runway. Again, static aircraft. All the hangars look as they should do. Some of these sorts of open hangars with, again, static aircraft inside. This looks fantastic with the palm trees, and again the hangars the way they should look. Some aircraft parts here as well. Look at that. Looks good to me, Vincent. Looks all good to me, mate. Again, if you are interested in any of Vincent's work that I've shown here, he has loads more airports. Honestly, if we would have went through every airport, we'd probably be here till 8 o'clock tomorrow because there's so many. But again, I have linked Vincent's profile in the stream description. So if you are interested in any of the airports shown in the live stream, or you just want to take a little look at Vincent's library of airports, I'll go through the page at the end because we should have a bit of time towards the end. We've got a bit of a floating situation here, Vincent, but I'm not too sure what that's all about. Maybe yeah, that's a sign. I don't know if it's a building or just a sign hasn't rendered in, but it is what it is. I'm not gonna mess about there, but look at that. There you go. 623 a gallon. It's all nicely done, really is. There's also a few bits over on the sort of the elevated ridge over here, which I need to show you because I did see this. Have a look at this. I don't know again if the elevation here is correct, but I know FlightSim 2024, going from 2020 to 2024, the elevation was a massive thing for developers to face and getting all that fixed. But if you look around here, this is pretty cool. We've got a little car park overlooking the airport. All the custom signage as well. Little porter toilet there as well. And then look at these. There you go. John Richard Rossi, flight leader, American Volunteer Group, AVG Flying Tigers, highly decorated combat pilot and member of the American Fighter Aces Association. Dick Rossi is a long-time resident of Fallbrook. I'm assuming these are all spot on, mate. I guess these are all here in real life. Captain Fred Losh, member of the famed Black Sheep Squadron. Nice. I can spot a dozen of bugs I need to fix. If Fallbrook doesn't is it need folder to add compatibility. No worries, mate. But I mean, even so, I think the idea here is honestly just to show the upgrade that people are getting. So although you can see bugs, I know you can, mate. I can't. Apart from the floating sign, there's probably a few that people might have spotted. But again, for me, that's just showing people the awesome work that you've done on, you know, upgrading these airports to look. Again, I've been terrible with the night lighting, unfortunately, folks. I do apologise. I'm absolutely terrible with the night lighting. So I do apologise about that. I will try and do it for Ramona, but in general, I think the night lighting anyway with Sim Update 4 and just in general 2024, it is just fantastic anyway. The way developers can now utilize it and make it look so good in their sceneries as well. The lighting into those hangars there looks great. So again, that was Fallbrook. It's linked below. It's actually linked at the end rather than. It was supposed to be Ramona being the last one, but I decided not to. So let's head into our last one, which is Ramona, which I think just has a lot. It does have a lot more around it. Am I gonna have to put the code in there? Am I? KRNM. Again, looking at it in the default, which just helps, just shows what to expect. Got a lot going on this one. There's a lot. But again, this will show you, because I have actually seen this one recently. It's the screenshot of the actual flights live stream. If you have enjoyed the live stream, again, guys, please leave a like. If you are watching the live stream afterwards, again, leave a like. Let me know in the comments which one's been your favorite. Let me know in the comments if you are using any of Vincent's scenery. But you'll see that Ramona is a victim of these massive hangars. It's just ridiculous in this one. There's just all these here, all them over there. And again, it's compared to the others, we do have a few cars, you know, but we just don't have any static aircraft. It's not amazing. And I have seen this recently, and by the way, it's again a massive upgrade. Lovely scenery around this airport as well to go off and flying. Do some VFR flying around this area, really nice. I actually did do some VR flying recently just to test out a bit more of the Pimax headset. But yeah, nothing to write home about. Not the best default airport. It's certainly got a good amount of buildings, probably all set out the way it should be, but as you can imagine, Vincent has done quite a job on this one. So let's go and have a look. Luckily, it's worked out a lot better than I actually thought it would. It's worked out really well, in fact, jumping between default and the freeware, which is great because it was a last minute decision. I wasn't going to do that, but it's worked out quite nicely. Sometimes it's actually fast on this part, sometimes it takes forever. I don't know why. But yeah, we'll enable Ramona. I'll have a little look in here. Like I said, I don't know where the next live stream's coming from, guys. I was keeping up with my every Sunday schedule very nicely at one point, but it did drop off. I don't really want the channel to turn in just to live streams. It's very easy for me to have done that, but I've decided I just need to try and get things back to a nice mixture. So please do go off and check some out of my videos, actual pre-recorded videos, some of my old live streams. Obviously, if you've got the time to sit there for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, then definitely have a little look. But yeah, I am going to get more pre-recorded stuff out soon. I need the time to do it. Right, so this is Ramona, and again, another fantastic one. This is one that I used in 2020 quite a lot, and it's a belter. It's got a lot of things going on in it. Custom foliage, fences, signs, hangars have all been redone. The actual roadway here has all been done, all fenced off. We'll work our way down, because there's a lot in this one. Lots of ground clutter, vehicles, static aircraft, like I say. Just makes the airport feel a lot more alive, doesn't it? Having those aircraft and people and cars. And obviously, if you have been to some of these airports, you're going to see the familiar signs and the buildings looking quite familiar. And again, the airports are made up of a bit of custom buildings, a bit of auto gen, but again, the auto gen has been upgraded to reflect the buildings a bit more true to life. They're not a silly size. Like, as you can see, they've all been replaced with a bit more realistic versions. We head over here. We didn't really see over here, but again, it's been done really nicely. You know, foliage and fences and, you know, wood pallets and bins. Bit of detailing on the floors. Just, you know, miles better than what we had before, you know. You can even see that there's a bit of construction here as well, you know, on the apron. Custom signage on the hangers as well. Really nicely done, and the quality of the signs are all really good as well. If that's like a T6 or is it? Static aircraft. Again, there's a couple of things from Bullfrog Simulations who do. They're also fantastic doing freeware airports. They did the control tower for this, and then I believe Jeremy Yu, Vincent told me over Facebook, did the Bronco, and I'm not too familiar with this aircraft, I'll be honest with you guys. Off the top of my head, I'm wondering if the registrations do actually match up, but I'm not 100%. It's quite a odd looking aircraft, isn't it? That is a base T. It's obviously the fire, the fire aircraft. Someone's already... a turbo tracker. It's a Marsh S2 F380 turbo tracker. Honestly, guys, I feel like I'm always quite good with my aircraft, but that's one... It kind of reminds me of the Hawkeye on the aircraft carriers with the foldable wings. It kind of looks like the front end of that. But they're really nicely done. I believe they're from Jeremy Yu, I believe. That's what Vincent has told me. But again, look at that. Look at the difference in the buildings. We've actually got the some custom buildings going on here. The Bronco there. I think that you can get that one on the Azure Poly version of it, you know. So if you've got the Azure Poly, this is a fantastic little combination of airport and aircraft. The models are fantastically done as well. Really, really nice. Again, all the fencing and the multiple entrances, and we've also got a little like a little museum here. Look at this. A little classic rotors. Look at that. Nicely done. Lovely upgrade. Touquet Aviation hangar there. Phillips 66. Look at that. And as I say, I will take some time to sort of look through. I'll try and get it up on screen as well for you. Some open hangars over here as well. Lovely bit of detail. Let's have a little look at what it looks like at night. Oh, but I just, in general, the lighting on 2024 is just so nice. Let's have a little look. Oh, bit of a woo. Yeah, I think they're supposed to be a bit dimmer, but again, it's that's what it used to look like when the sim first came out. I think the bloom on the lights was just so overpowering. Here we go. Ramona Airport, the ATC, as I say, by Bullfrog Simulations, also offering their assistance with this scenery. It really is fantastic. Look at this as well. All custom. And again, runway, taxiways, markings and textures have all been nicely done. Quite a nice little wide, decent sized runway as well that I've noticed. Helipad's also been completely redone as well. Fantastic. And for anyone rewatching, I will, after the live stream, do my best to put some timestamps in, just timestamping the before and after of each airport so you can quickly get into it. What I want to do now, guys, is just take you... yeah, it's Compass Rose, yeah. I remember what they were called, and then it was like Rose, the Rose. I actually thought Rose sign, but yeah. What I want to do now is go into... If I can find it. What I want to do is go into Vincent's profile. And let's have a little look. That should be fine. Here we go. Look at that. So, I want to show you Vincent's profile just to sort of end of the stream and sort of show you, because off the top of my head, I won't be able to say every airport that he's done, but I definitely will be able to show you the extensiveness, if that's a word, the extensiveness of his portfolio, if you like. So as you can see on screen now as well is all the statistics that I went through before, and you can have a look at his airports, the reviews. 94 5-star reviews. He's got no 1, 2, 3 reviews at all. All top score, and as I say, the quality, as you saw in this live stream, the quality of the upgrade is just fantastic. Let's have a little look. So we have got a couple of other things here, but mostly your general aviation categories. We have got, I'm not even going to pronounce that, but we do have another sort of Paris kind of in the vicinity of North France, another airport here as well, which again is another, I think it is another compatible one for 2024. Yeah, it is. And again, just overwhelming positivity for these upgrades and airports. See, Vincent has also spent the time doing before and after shots for you guys on there, so you can actually see the work he's put in. Doesn't just extend to the airport itself, it does extend to the surroundings as well. That looks really, really nice, that one. I do need to have a little look at that. But if you go into general aviation, you'll see a lot. So if there's anything on here, obviously we did have a look at Agua Dulce, Touquet, Oceano. Gillespie's also a fantastic. They're all fantastic. I think I remember going to Corona. There's a couple of others I've been to on this list here, sort of back when they originally released, but obviously these have all now pretty much had the 2024 compatibility update. I think Vincent mentioned, I think Monument Valley hasn't, and a couple of others. It's also a vintage one as well, guys. If you have a little look at this is actually takes you back in time. So you got people sitting in the old clothing. You got the Lana's Cafe there as well. Really cool to see that. A lot of choice and a lot to explore. So that's my recommendation for you guys, is to go away and see how many of these airports you can have a look at and download, and tell me what one your favorite is, because I'm really curious to see what freeware you guys have looked at, you've got installed, which one is your favorite. What I do recommend, and what I will ask, is if you've discovered some gems here today, either by some that you've seen on Vincent's profile or the actual stream itself, please do make sure that if you download any, leave some feedback for him. Tell him what you think. Leave a like, share, everything you can, just so people can discover Vincent's work. And I would do that for any of the community on FlightSim.to. If you've downloaded any of the stuff on there, go ahead and share, leave a review. Huge thanks to you for spotlighting my amateur work. I know you say amateur, mate, but honestly, I think a lot of people on here, a lot of people on your FlightSim.to downloads page will beg to differ, and after seeing only a few of them here, I know you would say technically you're amateur, but it's just a fantastic upgrade on these airports that, let's be honest, just look terrible in default. And now for people who are hopefully now going to discover this video, who might know these airports in real life, and they can finally discover your actual sceneries. And I'm hoping that we get a few people commenting saying that they've been there or fly there for real, and give us their opinion on it. And also as well, just the fact that those guys are now have a more detailed version of their local airfield to fly in as well. Yeah, no, it's not amateur, is it? It's fantastic. I do agree, Rodessa. As I say, guys, I want to start doing more freeware videos. It's how the channel started. I have got a lot more to share, with a load more freeware stuff that you may or may not have seen. As well as that, I will still be doing obviously my regular, or at least my normal cinematics and trailers. Hopefully, hopefully within the next few months, there's going to be something quite special to me on my channel, which I hopefully it all works out, and I can get that collaboration on. Because if it does work out and I get to do it, that's it. 2026 is done for me. Over and out. I'm going. But no, guys. Honestly, just know that right now I am. It's hard to mentally get onto the computer for me at the minute. I'm wanting to get stuff done, but for me, if I even get onto the computer, it takes me a while to get focused, and I want to do more. It just might be a slow start to the year. If anything, I can get these freewares out. I can share my passion, but I don't want to let the channel slip into just doing live streams. It's not what I wanted for it, and I do still want to do more. And there's loads more. There's more stuff with the VR to come. That's just, I do have to film a lot of myself with the VR headset on and edit all that footage up. But yeah, my sort of 3 to 4 month video overview of that headset will be coming. I still need to finish off the little script for that, but yeah, it's been nice sharing this. Again, massive thank you to Vincent for giving me some of the breakdown on what he does, and obviously just give me a little bit of an idea on how he goes about creating his sceneries, and kind of he pointed out some of the sceneries that I mentioned on tonight's stream. Again, if you are rewatching, please leave a like. If you haven't left a like already on the live stream now, please do. But yeah, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna go down, probably have me evening cup of tea like an old man, and yeah, there's more to come. Don't worry. It's just taking a tiny bit of time. I'm still getting into. It's only been 4 days into 2026. I'm still getting there. It'll come, guys. Just bit of patience. I'll be back to my regular uploading self. But yeah, I think it's just because when I come back to YouTube and started doing all the content again, I think I just threw myself into it and was just doing loads and loads of stuff. But there's loads of stuff to come. Loads of stuff to come. We've got Kemble Airport by Burning Blue Designs, guys. I'm really excited to see what they do with that. Loads. We'll have loads, won't we? There'll be another year of fantastic releases. But yeah, like I said at the start of the stream, guys, I will really only be creating content that I can get invested in, because I looking back at 2025, there's a couple of videos I'm looking back on, a couple of opportunities that I took that I thought to myself, I shouldn't have done that because I just wasn't invested in it. And while the particular hardware or the particular add-on or whatever it was great, I'm not the one to give the best opinion of it. I feel like really exploring these airports, whether they are payware or freeware, is kind of how the channel started and how it kind of needs to continue. I don't mind still doing me cinematic and trailers and doing some VR stuff. That's absolutely fine. It just adds a bit of a layer on there. But in terms of some stuff that I've done in 2025, I think I'll be very cautious and only picking stuff that I can really... that gets you guys excited, or at least gets me excited. Sure, it's not going to be the best route for the channel, but my focus on the channel isn't to be growing it to whatever many views or subscribers. But if you are wondering, the channel did very well last year. It exceeded expectations, and which I didn't really have. I used to do that. I used to look at the numbers, and now I don't. And now I'm getting little notifications saying you've hit this, you've hit that. And I'm like, that's cool. That's really nice. It gives me confidence where I've lost a lot. So, anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Vincent, thank you so much, and thank you for you guys for joining in for the last just under 2 hours today. But yeah, I need to go and get me evening cup of tea. I'll see you soon. Look out on my Discord and social media for the next live stream link and next video link. Hopefully it won't be too long now. See you later, guys.